So, I kind of wanted to check in while I get ready to film myself for self-tape. But it's been a minute. If you didn't see on Instagram forever ago, aka February, my dad passed away suddenly without us knowing, and the reason I'm saying this so relaxed is so that I don't get emotional. Where are my contacts? Hold on. Okay. Stick a pen here. I have too many things, guys. They're not in there. But anyway, while I look for those, I've kind of been trying to get life to somewhat a normal thing. And in doing so, let's just get you up to speed. So, actually, right before my dad passed, I did an audition. I really have no idea where my contacts went. Sorry, the cat just moved the tripod. But, so, hold on, I gotta figure this out. Well, I can't find them. So, we get to just not have contacts. But, what was I saying? A little bit before my dad passed, I got to do an audition for a student film that I felt went really well. And in all, I felt like I was gonna get it. Like, it just felt like a good vibe and everything. And I even got a call back. And I got to tell everyone about that. And then with the callback, actually, the morning that he passed, I was feeling sick. And I got a call from my sister saying Dad had passed out. They're heading to the hospital. And I didn't feel sick anymore, so that was nice. But I sat there, and then a few minutes later, my mom called and told us how he didn't make it. And that was the morning that I saw that I got my call back. And they wanted me to sing a song to say that, to be 100% sure that this was gonna be a good fit. Which I get and everything. But I ended up not doing that. I didn't do the second audition, right? The callback part, and didn't get that role, which I didn't mind, because that way I got to focus on just getting through it. But a month later, exactly, I had another audition, and it was a video audition, which was tough in its own thing because it was another landmark that I was doing a moment without my dad. And I remember doing the audition, and the director who was doing the auditions, he said I was the only mom that he was having audition, and it was for a role for a mom. And he said he hadn't even really read anything except my little bio blurb of me wanting to show my kids that being a parent doesn't mean you stop doing the things you enjoy, and that you can do both and everything. Like, yeah, family comes first if anything comes up, but it doesn't mean you put your life on hold. And he felt that because at the time he just had a little boy and he was wanting to direct and everything. And so I thought that was really cool because in the moment I was thinking maybe I need to change what this says because I don't think it really resonates with anyone. And then I realized it did. And it was kind of a nice little reassurance. And I actually ended up, cat, can you stop? Ended up getting said role. And I remember right after I finished the audition, and he said, I'll let you know in a little bit if you have it and whatnot. I ended the video call and cried. Reasonably so, or rightfully so. Words are still not my forte, if you couldn't tell. Mom brain is still in high gear. And so, I did get that role. I still laugh at the fact that we filmed on Father's Day, and I was yelling at this other guy saying he was a terrible father, because it was my ex-husband, basically, that I was talking to, and I just put makeup everywhere. Clearly, it's been a minute since I've done this. But it was just awesome. I was just so happy to be in the sphere of it all and to just be a part of creating something. And I got to learn what happens behind scenes in films because I've only, and I know it was just a little tiny production and all of that, but it still shed some light on what goes behind scenes because I haven't gone to school for that, and there's only so much that you can know until you've been in the area. And so I was just happy to be there, and so hopefully I can be a production assistant in some other films. I do have one lined up when scheduling works for everyone, and to do that because, again, I just liked being in the sphere of people creating and doing what they enjoy. But that happened, which I just think it's neat a little bit how after losing a bunch of things, I was starting to think, is this just like a big sign that I shouldn't be going after this? And it almost seemed to like be a redirection of, no, you just had the wrong spot, you know? Which I am that person where I think God directs you where you need to be. And this was just a redirection. I needed to be a part of the other film, the short film, and not the student film. And I hope the student film went the way it was supposed to, right? Because I understand, too, that you can't have people play a character that isn't suited for them, that you need to have the right person. Because I always compare it to, like, you can't have my brother Logan play a role that's meant for, like, my sister's attitude. Because, like, maybe he could act that. I don't know. I've only seen a bit of his acting to know where he... That's not good. Where he would be able to perform. But, and it's almost like when you write characters for a story, you can't try and get the same characteristics that my sister has, but thinking of my brother, because they're two different people. It doesn't work like that. And so I just feel like it was a nice little redirection. It's sad how it had to happen. But yeah, but I mean, it was how it kind of went down, and it was just interesting, and it's been emotional. There are still days where I just suddenly miss my dad, and I also think that he's still around. That is part of what I believe. I don't think I I think he's in like the spirit side of everything, and maybe he's in heaven right now or not, or he just like comes down and visits us kind of thing. I don't know the actual behind it all, but I do think he's like around when he needs to be, because there are definitely times where I'm like, "Oh, hey dad, thanks for checking in," kind of thing. Um and so it's nice to have those moments um where uh I get to have my dad around. Yeah, what else? I'm trying to get back and better at posting and being a part of these, the part of getting my kind of face out there a little bit. This is the hard part about wanting to be an actor, I feel like, is I I need someone to be kind of vain for me, in a sense of like I I am not one who cares about makeup every day. It definitely makes me feel nice to have it and be all dolled up and whatnot. But every day, that's a lot. I'm I'm not that person. Uh, I'm also I don't care about clothes. It's bad because I look like a slob a lot of the times, which isn't the greatest thing to do. Especially when you're trying to, but also I think of the one I listened to An Actor's Life by Jenna Fisher, right? Pam from The Office, as most people know her. Um, and she said that somebody told her, "Dare to bore me," and that's kind of stuck with me. Like, yeah, I think my life is boring, but I deal with it every single day. Nobody else deals with it every single day. So it's not going to be boring to them. Maybe they're like, "Wow, your life." Okay. Um but yeah, so it maybe it will attract the right people and get me to the places that I need to be. But I also am hoping to be talking to an agency. I sent them a thing. They asked for more info about myself and whatnot, and give them some full body shots and whatnot. And so I did. Haven't heard back from them yet. Who knows if I actually ever will. Do I want their color? So yeah, it's just brown. Where are you? There we go. But yeah, so that happened in February. That happened. I did my filming in May. It's still in production. So I can link you to my acting Instagram to know when it's out and whatnot. And I don't know if you have to pay to watch it because we're putting it in festivals and whatnot. That is way too bright pink. Let's tone it down a little bit. Is that better? That's better. There we go. So yeah. and parents crawling around. The girls are in preschool. Scott's changed his job. He's now in real estate, which he never wasn't really in. He just actually got his license now and is flipping houses. He's got his the contractor's license. Yeah, life seems to still be moving forward, which is weird because there was definitely a moment where you're like, how do you move forward after all of that? And you're not, oh wow, my bangs. You're not really able to see past it all. And there's still definitely times where I'm like, how do you continue doing this? What do you do? So yeah, but I'm trying, I'm attempting. I know I'm not supposed to brush it out while it's still wet if I want it to have some texture to it, but I am lazy as well and impatient. So that's the other side of it all. But I've been asking my sister about how to do certain things and what I'm to do to somewhat self-promote myself, and all those things. But there's only so much you can do. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just kind of wanted to have somebody along the ride while I got ready and maybe calm my nerves a little bit. I guess a part of me wants to be good at this so that I can keep doing it because I enjoy it. And I just want to find some ways to get my name out there, and I'm lost a little bit. I had to stop taking my acting classes because Scott switched his job and we weren't sure what money we were going to have. So I'm going to be bringing that up with him in a little bit to figure out, like, if we'll be able to get me back in them because I really enjoyed them. Or that maybe if this agency gets back to me, we can talk about how what they need me to do. Yeah. I think that's it. Just let me know what you want to know and what I can. I mean, I'm an open book. If you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it for the most part. I'm a little too open sometimes. So just if you have any questions, I hope to answer them. And the cat is climbing up the wall. Not literally, but yeah, if you kind of want to know any more details, I'd love to tell you. See ya.